Without a doubt, the BLUEY movie will be one of the biggest releases in the animation world in the coming years. After all, the Little Blue Dogs show is simply the most watched cartoon in the world. But do you have any idea about everything that has already been revealed about this amazing movie? Style. One of the things that most sets BLUEY apart from other cartoons is the shape of its characters, which is completely different from any other cartoon I've ever watched. And let's be honest, all the characters have basically the same shape. They are cylindrical, and because it's so simple, it's so loved by everyone. However, the movie will adopt a new character style for BLUEY, her family, and friends. According to information released by BLUEY's own website, the movie's animation won't be in 2D like the episodes of the animated series are, but rather in 3D CGI style. And contrary to what many imagine, Disney is not responsible for the movie's animation, but only for its distribution in theaters and on its platform. Because of this, you can be sure that the Little Blue Dogs movie will not be in the style of Toy Story or Inside Out. But don't be sad, because we have some hot news about this. According to official BLUEY News, the person responsible for the animation will be Amber Naismith, who was the professional in charge of the animation for the Lego Movie and also Happy Feet. And the first thing Amber did was to establish a partnership with the Australian animation studio Cosmic Dino, which was confirmed by the studio itself in February with a post on X. And that's where the clues about what the BLUEY movie will be like start to appear. Upon entering the Cosmic Dino website, we find some movies that were animated by the studio. One of them is called Scary Girl, which tells the story of a little 5-year-old girl, slightly younger than BLUEY, who needs to save her dad. And another movie made by the studio is The Sloth Lane, which focuses on a family of sloths that moves to another city and has a secret family recipe that catches everyone's attention. And seeing these two animations got me really excited, because it shows that the studio has both experience with movies featuring animal families, as is the case with The Healers, and experience with movies featuring female protagonists, as is the case with BLUEY. Furthermore, the animations of both movies are of high quality, which shows that BLUEY will probably be very well animated, despite being in a style we are not used to. But you can be sure the hype is through the roof. Hold on tight, because we still have a lot more to talk about, including even the possible story of the movie. Get ready, because we're going to blow your mind. Name. Another thing that was recently revealed about the BLUEY movie, and that is very interesting, is the change in the movie's name. Previously, it was going to be called BLUEY the Movie, but now at a promotional BLUEY booth in Brisbane, the Little Blue Dogs homeland, new art was shown revealing that the feature film is actually going to be called the BLUEY Movie. And what difference can that make in the movie? Way more than you imagine, and we are going to explain why. But first, let's talk about something related that will help you understand better. The creator of the series, Joe Brumm, said that the idea of making a BLUEY movie was always in his heart. However, when he wrote the story for the episode The Sign, which has been the longest episode in the history of the series so far, clocking in at 30 minutes, 4 times longer than the normal 7-minute episodes, Joe felt in his heart the certainty that he should make the BLUEY movie. That's exactly why he stepped away from the 4th season to focus on the movie. And what does that have to do with the movie's name? Take it easy, we'll connect the dots in a moment. If you remember well, you'll recall that in The Sign, BLUEY is not the only main character. Actually, in that episode, we have several main characters like Frisky, Radley, and even Chili, not to mention the whole group of flower girls that BLUEY was a part of. So by changing the name to the BLUEY movie, Joe Brumm wants to convey to us the idea that in the Little Blue Dogs feature film, she will be one of the protagonists. But she definitely won't be the only one, just like in The Sign. If the movie's name were BLUEY the Movie, she would be the central theme of the movie the whole time. Do you see how this subtle change can show us a lot? But if the story is going to have multiple protagonists, what kind of story could we see in it? Regarding that, we have some really interesting ideas. If you're enjoying the video, subscribe to the channel now so you don't miss any new videos. Story. Never before have all the members of BLUEY's family been gathered together in a single episode like in The Sign. So, it's only natural that the movie gathers, once again, various family members, so we can have multiple stories happening at the same time with different things and different characters. For example, an idea created by fans that makes total sense would be that after the wedding, Frisky and Radley went traveling for their honeymoon. Our guess? They probably went to India, since Grandpa Bob as well as Chili and Bandit have been there and must have seen amazing things that left Bluey's dad's older brother dying to visit the place. However, upon arriving there, something might have gone terribly wrong, and the whole family needs to go there to rescue the couple. Except that when buying the tickets, the family members will need to divide into 3 different groups, thus separating the family, causing Bluey, Chili, Nana, and Socks to end up boarding one plane, Bandit, Bingo, and Stripe getting on another plane, and Muffin, Trixie, and Grandpa Bob ending up on a 3rd plane. And, along the way, several unusual and funny things will end up happening to each of them, like making friends with new little dogs on the plane, coming up with a game to pass the time, and even memories from the past of the day Bluey spoke her first words, about which Nana and Chili completely disagree. Another really cool idea that would also perfectly fit the pattern of multiple protagonist characters in the movie would be one where Bluey's school takes a field trip to the Brisbane Museum exactly on the launch day of a major new discovery made by the museum's chief archaeologist, who would be Bandit Healer himself. However, while waiting for the event to happen, Bluey and her classmates end up dividing into groups to explore all areas of the museum, since a single group wouldn't be able to see everything, given there's not enough time. Then, at the end of the exploration, the groups of classmates would meet up to tell everything they saw. That way, we would have a group with Bluey, Mackenzie, Coco, and Winton, who would be responsible for seeing the ancient Egypt artifacts section. The other group would be formed by Rusty, Jack, Indy, and Honey, who would be set to explore the section talking about the cave dogs. And finally, the other group would be formed by Snickers, Chloe, and the Terriers, who would be checking out the section focused on the ancient Roman Empire. And in each of these sections, the characters would put their imaginations to work and would imagine themselves living and playing in the same era as the museum section's exhibits. For example, it's going to be amazing to see Bluey imagining herself together with Mackenzie as the pharaoh and his wife in ancient Egypt. Of course, Coco won't like it one bit, since she also has a crush on the little border collie, as shown in the episode Circus, where the little pink dog wants to play at being Mackenzie's wife at any cost. And poor Winton, in turn, has a crush on Coco, but she always shoos him away and treats him poorly. So who knows? Maybe they'll become closer friends after this exploration, right? As for the other group, Rusty and Jack would definitely take the lead for being professional soldiers and having the obligation to defend Indy and her imaginary baby, as well as Honey, from the cave dogs that look threatening. And the third group would definitely be inspired by the Roman dogs of the past, like Julius Dog Caesar, to be true centurions from the past, something they've actually already done in their school's playground. The problem is that, while the 3 groups of little dogs are exploring the museum, a 4th group is formed, where their parents are looking for them everywhere, since they simply vanished. Thus, we'll see Bella, Coco's mom, Honey's dad, Snickers' mom, and the Terrier's mom alongside Cornelius, Winton's dad, tirelessly searching for their explorer pups. Perhaps even Bandit will need to help in the search, slightly delaying his presentation of the cave Neander dog found by Bluey's dad. But Bandit won't just manage to find the kids, he will also ask for their help to show the skeleton of the Neander dog, where at the end of the day, everyone will end up chewing on the bones of their ancestors. After all, they are and always will be dogs, no matter how cute they may be. I don't know about you, but I would love to go to the movies to watch any of these stories. Release. Other confirmed information about the Bluey movie is regarding the voice actors, the songs, and also the movie's release date. Regarding the voice actors, we know the movie will feature the voices from the cast of the hit show, including Melanie Zanetti and David McCormack as Bluey's parents, Chili and Bandit Healer. Furthermore, it's also confirmed that the movie's songs will be composed by Joff Bush, the same composer for Bluey, who inspired the creation of none other than the character Busker. And to wrap up, even though we all want more than anything for the movie to be released in 2026, Disney recently confirmed that the release date will indeed be the one announced alongside the information that the movie was in development. In other words, according to Ludo's studio, we will all be able to watch the Bluey movie in August 2027. Seriously, I've never wanted time to pass so quickly. What about you? Regardless of whether it's released only a year from now or what its official story will be, we know for sure that the Bluey standard of quality will be present in the movie. The question that remains in the air is, will they dance in the CGI animation just like they dance in the cartoon's opening, even if it's during the movie's closing credits? Honestly, I would love that. We'll stop here, but you can still keep watching more incredible videos. Just click on either of these two appearing for you. Until next time.